everyone is gay, which that part was nice. It finished me more than I finished it. 2026, Cthulhu willing, will be better for all of us. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex, and today I want to start an ambitious vlog. It is December 13th, Saturday, and I have just about 17 days to reach my goal of 250 books read for the year. It was previously at 200, but I am at 231 now, so I thought it would be fun if we tried our darndest. I know some of you that are watching my videos are also trying to reach your reading goals, whatever they may be. As always, your mileage may vary, and that is the beauty of reading. This is just me and my personal goals, okay? Let's chat. So if you watch my last reading vlog, I'll link it up here. I started Empire of the Dawn by Jay Kristoff, which is the last book in the Empire of the Vampire trilogy. And I am very excited to report I have about 150 pages left, if that, and maybe like 140. I can't do math right now, but not too much left, and things are getting to the climax. It has been a long journey to get here, but the writing in this is just like superb, okay? Jay Kristoff knows what he's doing. I'm very excited to read his Nevernight trilogy next year. I've seen mixed reviews on it, but it's just like a I need to see for myself type of situation. So I would like my first book of this vlog that I finish to be this, and then we can talk about it spoiler free. Quick update. This is going to be a quick intro because my battery is about to die. I also started Red City by Marie Lu. This is a new fantasy release. I think it came out in October. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of good reviews on this one. So far, I'm only like 20 pages in. I think the magic system is going to be some kind of alchemical school. There's main male character from India and then a young girl named Sam. And they're in New York at the school, and that's just about all that I really know about it. Alchemy is the hidden art of transformation. Angel City alchemy is controlled by two rival syndicates, Grand Central and Luminée. Sam would do anything. Ari might have loved each other. Very interesting. The Godfather meets the magicians in the sweeping adult debut from #1 New York Times bestselling author Marie Lu, a dark and deadly contemporary fantasy of magical warfare, star-crossed ambition, and the pursuit of perfection at any cost, set in a glittering alternate Los Angeles. Okay. So we're suspending a lot of disbelief for this now that I have read what it's about, but I'll have more to talk about. We're at 231. We would like to be at 232 by the end of the evening. It is 5:06 p.m. I've got plenty of time. I did pick up another shift at work tomorrow. It's a Sunday. I need to recuperate my holiday spending losses. It's gonna be great. Oh, that reminds me. I do also have an audiobook going. It is Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough, which I also might have started in the last vlog. And this one is pretty good. I watched the show on Netflix and it is sticking pretty true to it, so there's nothing like revolutionary happening, but the audiobook is really good. So I am 44% into Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I desperately need to do some crocheting at some point during this vlog, so it's a good thing that we have audiobooks. Okay, my camera is gonna die, so I'll be back in a little bit, hopefully when I have an update of finishing Empire of the Dawn, because it's been an epic journey, but I am ready for it to end because it is a chunky book and we have a lot of work to do before December 31st at midnight, which is when this challenge, if you will, to reach 250 books read for the year will end. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Hello. I did it. I finished, finally, Empire of the Dawn, and as expected, it finished me more than I finished it. This was one of the best conclusions to a trilogy. Like, I was trying to almost convince myself that there was something wrong with how this was ending. Like it was rushed. No, it was all, we knew it was leading to this moment, and the payoff and the writing, the character development, the storytelling, all of it just coming to like a very sweet and satisfying and at times actually bittersweet conclusion. I think Jay Kristoff just like probably can do no wrong. I haven't read anything else by him other than this trilogy, but these books are incredible. It is just the most fantastical, like quintessential vampire series. So high fantasy, yet I think really still pretty accessible. Now, I will say by the end of this one, there are a lot of characters characters. There are a lot of things going on, so it is, maybe I'm being crazy by saying it's accessible, but I just think it's so well written and so funny and so dark and so heart-wrenching that like it's worth the effort that it might take to get through volumes, because all 3 books are like this. But honestly, the payoff is there. 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars. I absolutely recommend this trilogy. One of the best trilogies I've ever read, and honestly I think I just need to put myself to bed and just sleep on this and think about what these books mean to me, which may be everything. So I think I will check back in tomorrow. We'll do some other updating. I'm gonna bring my Kindle in and I think read Red City on my Kindle. But I did go to Barnes & Noble today, which I forgot to film, or just didn't feel like filming at all. But I got mostly Christmas presents, but I did pick up Fallen Stars by Amani Iru. This is the follow-up to Heavenly Bodies. I have my nails match. Eee. I have successfully not gotten any spoilers for this, so include special content. Okay. I'm pretty excited to read this. I do like the color of these sprayed edges. I don't have a sprayed edge version of the first one. I don't know if that even exists. Stickers on books will be illegal when I am president of the United States. I don't know when I'm gonna start this one. It may be in this vlog because I do kind of want to get to it. I read Heavenly Bodies not a super long time ago, so it's still pretty fresh in my brain, and I would like to get to this while that is still happening. So we'll get to this, I think, maybe later on in this vlog, but for now I'm gonna go take my makeup off, skincare, close my eyes because I have to get up early to go to work. But I am gonna bring my Kindle and read some more of Red City, and then we'll check back tomorrow because I probably can finish Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough on audio in my commute to and from work. So let's stay tuned and we'll be back tomorrow to see if I can finish maybe 1 or 2 more books. Let's find out. Good morning. It's been quite a few days, but I have also quite a few updates and a new pair of spectacles, which is irrelevant. I just like my new glasses. And it put me in the mood to vlog. I've just been really tired and I wasn't prepared for end of year content, I don't think, in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not doing a great job at it, but we're doing our best. And 2026, Cthulhu willing, will be better for all of us. But let's talk about the book updates. So I am still working on Red City by Marie Lu. I think I've made it to part 3 now, so I don't have too much left. Oh no, maybe I'm not. Let's not get crazy. I am probably, I think, like between 65 and 70% done with this. I have been reading it on my Kindle and I am enjoying it still. I think it's probably gonna land, depending on the ending, at like a 3.75. I really like the world. I love the characters. I love the kind of like gang war type of situation that we have going on. It's very reminiscent of like a Romeo and Juliet, or I'm thinking of Chloe Gong, Immortal Consequences. It's very much reminding me of that, and with the alchemy being kind of the magic system and the twist, I think is very cool. The issue that I have with this is I feel like as much as I want to love the characters, they're surface level. I'm not getting anywhere deeper with them, even though they're supposed to have these traumatic pasts and this longing for each other from childhood. I'm just not believing it, and I do think that the alchemy part of this is not being fleshed out as much as I personally want it to be. But what do I know, as they say. I am enjoying this. I definitely would recommend picking this up. I think this is a very accessible fantasy, foray into fantasy. If you are thinking about dabbling in the genre, this is a new release. This is her first adult, and I think it shows, which is kind of rude. That's not what I'm trying to say. I think that she has written this very digestibly, and if you are thinking about fantasy, this is a great cover. It has alchemy, it has a little bit of romance. I think you would like this, so we're working on that. I have some disappointing news. I started Silver Cloak by Laura Steven, LK Steven, and I did a buddy read with Allie. I got her very excited for it. She's loving it. I DNF'd it last night. I cannot stand the writing. I cannot stand our main character, Saffron. I don't know. I should have done a better job of collecting my thoughts. And I'm disappointed because I've shown you guys this map before, and it's one of the best maps that I've ever seen. So I'm more disappointed than you are in me. I'm more disappointed in myself. Let's make that very clear. I wanted to love this. I thought it was going to be a favorite. It's just clunky. It's trying to do way too much. There's a cadet school and they're detectives and there's magic, but it's kind of just reading like Harry Potter fan fiction, and I don't really like it. Everyone is gay, which that part was nice, but we've spent the first 80 pages, which is right around where I DNF'd it, having Saffron go through some traumatic things and make it through the academy, and now she's going to go undercover with the Blood Moon gang, which is like the worst gang, and she has a prophecy that she is going to interact with one of the male Blood Moon characters. And we spend the first 80 pages of the book kind of just getting snippets of her saying how into this girl Nisa she was that broke up with her and broke her heart, and it was just so unbelievable. And now we're supposed to switch and suspend our disbelief even more for her to get with this other guy. And I'm sure it was going to end up being some like insta-lust, she's obsessed with him ass bullshit. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. I didn't like the writing. The magic system is very convoluted and already felt like it was breaking its own rules, because Saf's thing, now, no spoilers. No spoilers. Saf has something about her that affects how she is able to use magic, and the point of being a cadet in the school is that needed to be not true. So she's a liar. She I don't know. I just don't like anything. I didn't like anything that this book was trying to do, and that makes me really, really sad. Yeah, I don't know. The world, it was just a lot of also info dumping and telling and not showing and trying to explain the magic system, but it felt like it was contradicting something that it said a few pages earlier, and I didn't care enough about this plot, this setting, or these characters to fuddle my way through all of the info dumping and all of the information. So I'm gonna unfortunately be returning this to the library DNF'd, but I did start Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson in place of Silvercloak. This is another one that Allie has read. She had the arc and recommended, and I am enjoying this one quite a bit more. I am 126 pages in. We have 4 different POVs, 4 different characters that all converge at this estate called Craigmar, and the grandfathers of 2 of the characters, the grandmother and the grandfather of 2 of the characters, had previously like spent time together at this, at this location. They're in Scotland. 2 of the characters, Nicola and Adam, are from America. His grandfather is kind of like after death telling him he needs to go here. And then Nicola and, I already forgot his name, Forsyth? That doesn't sound right. Finley. Forsyth. That's funny of me. Eileen and Finley are the 2 characters that live in the mansion in Scotland, and we have a lot of like 4-way, I think, romance going on, which now I knew that this was a why choose going into it, and Allie knows that I don't like that, but she said it works for this. And now that I see kind of the setup that all 4 of them I think are gonna intermingle with each other, I'm listening. That's interesting to me. Very spooky, very gothic, very romantic, very lush, very easy to read. The font is huge, the pages are huge, deckled edges, which I hate with a passion, but that's fine. I'm enjoying this. I think it's fun. So that's that. Wow, I have a lot of reads. Oh my gosh, I have another one. I started The Blackfire Blade by James Logan on audio. So that is book 2 to The Silver Blood Promise, which I reread in my last vlog, I believe. And I love this author. I love these books. I love these characters. So we are in Korsakov. We've made it to this icy mountainous tundra. It's kind of giving like an enchanted St. Petersburg type of vibe in Russia is what I'm picturing where they are. And it's the complete opposite of like sunny Safrona where we were in book 1. And a lot of action has already happened. 30% in. We are still trying to get to the crux of book 1, which is finding out what happened to Lucan's dad, who was unalived at the beginning of book 1. And things are happening. Stuff and things are happening, and I'm really enjoying it. I think the audiobooks are fantastic. If you're interested in this series, I do highly recommend the audiobooks. I did physically read book 1 last year when it came out, but I'm really enjoying going into book 2 just with the audiobook because I haven't picked up a copy yet, even though I want to. Okay, whew, that was a lot of chit-chatting. Those are the updates. Sorry that I haven't been vlogging too much. Mostly this is sorry to myself. I've just been really tired. I've been trying to go to the gym. I've only been making it twice a week, but that's better than 0 times a week. is what I'm gonna tell myself. So I have a few hours before I need to head to work, and I'll be back. I would like to say I'll be back later tonight, but I won't get home till 10:30. So the reality of me vlogging that late at night is I say I will, and then I won't. So I will talk to you guys soon when I have another update. I think I'm gonna sit down with Savage Blooms right now. I'm so close to finishing Red City, but I don't know. I might read a little bit more of Savage Blooms and then see if I can finish Red City before work. I'm also woefully behind on Instagram content. If any of you guys follow me over there, it's just like, I don't know how the stars of content creation do it. I just don't know. Maybe 2026 will be the year that I figure it out, but I just have nothing in me to post on Instagram this week. So whatever, I'm gonna go sit and read and ignore everything anyway. Okay, TTYL, bye. Oh my gosh, lighting is not great today. Good morning. It's morning for me, wherever it may be for you. Okay, it has been exactly a week since I started this challenge, and I am already woefully behind. So now we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10-ish days, including today, to get like 14 books done. So yeah, I think I'm at 236. I don't have my phone, but I do have some reading updates. Let me actually get my Goodreads going. Also, I need to sit down and update my story graph, which is probably 7 months behind, if I had to guess. All right, I think I only finished one book. Nope, I did finish 2 books. Yeah, so I'm at 236. So I have 11 days, I think, to finish 14 books, and it's doable if I really organize my time. That's really what it's all going to come down to. Okay, I do have reading updates. So let's start with the books that I finished to get us to 236. The first one is Red City by Marie Lu. I already have my book packed up to bring back to the library later today, so I'll just put it up on the screen. But I enjoyed this. I gave it a 4-star on Goodreads, but I think it's leaning towards a 3.75. I needed more. I wanted a little bit more depth to our main characters, and I wanted a little bit more fleshing out of the alchemy and the magic system. It was very interesting, and I do like the kind of Godfather-esque warring rival gangs aspect in the cities that, okay, so like LA is Angel City and New York City is Gotham. So it very much pulls from other pop culture references that a lot of us know and love. So I thought that was pretty cool to integrate that into the story. But I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to purchase a copy yet. I think it's gonna be a trilogy. I think I'll probably just hold off until the next book comes out and maybe borrow that and see how I feel about continuing. But I did enjoy it. So that was first book. That got us to 235. The next one that I finished fully on audio, and I'm still ranting and raving about the audio for this series, but I did finish The Blackfire Blade by James Logan. It's the second book in the Last Legacy series, and the ending to this was absolutely explosive. It was so good. It does end on a cliffhanger, so that's just honestly my preferred way to continue on in a series. I love cliffhangers. If that's not something that you enjoy, I mean, both of these, actually no, this one ends a lot more explosively than book 1 does, I would say, and I think it just perfectly sets up what the culmination of this trilogy is going to be. You know what? I'm gonna look right now. What else has James Logan written? This was obviously, wow, I got really close. This was obviously 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, this is his debut series. That's crazy to me. I absolutely love this series. I think it's quintessential fantasy. I think it's pretty accessible. I do wish it had a map. I think the world building is so great that it deserves a map. But James Logan, if you're listening, that's just one humble booktuber's opinion on your fantastic literature that you are writing for us. I loved this. Again, the audiobooks are great. The narrator does a great job differentiating the voices and really making you feel the action. I felt like I was in Korsakov with our characters, and the found family aspect of it just keeps growing deeper, and their connection becomes more emotional, and I just love everything about this series. I will be right back in the next clip with what we're going to be reading next, what we're in the middle of. Okay, I had to direct my husband to get the grocery pickup. or like click what parking space he was in. Y'all know how it goes. Okay, what am I in the middle of? We're at 2:36. I've said that 45 times. I am hoping to finish Savage Blooms today because my library books are late. I'm being a bad girl, so I need to drop them off after work tomorrow probably. I just don't feel like going anywhere today. I went out and about shopping the last 2 days and it truly exhausted me. So we're just gonna read and rot today. I have a little bit more laundry to get done, and then I just plan on reading and doing some content intermittently. But I'm on page 292. I have like 150 pages left, I would say. 160, let's say. 147 plus 8. Yeah, a little over 150 pages. Wow, math was hard for a minute there. So this is the beginning of a trilogy, so I'm interested to see how the kind of, honestly, I would say side plot to this, because in my opinion, the kind of group romance we have going on seems to be more at the forefront, to me anyway, than the plot of trying to figure out how to break the curse on Craigmar. And this is pretty raunchy, which I did know it was going to be going into it. It's very gay. It's pretty enjoyable, I'm not gonna lie, but I do wish I was getting a little bit more of the fae and folklore and mystery. It's kind of just sprinkled in between the kinky scenes, which again, I am not complaining about. They're good. I just wanted a little bit more of the plot as well. So I would very much like to sit down and finish. I think I'm gonna film a little short form content vid of putting on a timer and seeing how long it takes me to finish the book, kind of like a read with me for an hour type thing. I need to just stop. I get really hung up on like not filming things because I want it to be perfect, and I think I need this aesthetic, and I'm like, well, my couch is boring because I don't have anything up on the walls, and I'm just like, fuck it all. Everyone gets what they get and they don't pitch a fit. I don't have anything on the wall, so what does it matter? If you guys enjoy seeing me read a book like I enjoy seeing other people read a book, then it doesn't matter if there's not a cute little aesthetic going on. So one of the books I would like to finish today. I am also just about done with Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This is the author also of My Sister is a Serial Killer, which I absolutely loved. This one is a little bit more introspective, less kind of, I don't know, it was very much like an African inspired kind of Dexter type of a thing. I very much enjoyed that one. This one is following a family of matriarchs, of women that are just cursed to never be able to hold on to the men in their lives, whether it be husbands or boyfriends or sons, and they just continuously pass this curse on to their daughters over and over and over again. And I think, and there's also this thread of reincarnation. It's very good, very introspective. It feels more just like literary fiction than My Sister the Serial Killer. That one felt like it had that little bit of like a horror vibe to it because the sister was like so psychopathic. This one, introspective, I think is the right word to describe this one versus this author's other work. But I am really enjoying this. I have less than 100 pages to finish this one. So I think we can get books 237 and 238 done today. What do I want to read next? I want to pick up a chunky book. I want to pick up King Sorrow by Joe Hill. I have it out on the couch. We'll talk about that later because I really haven't decided yet. I also wanted to show, I got myself a couple of things while I was out shopping yesterday because that's just the type of person that I am. I did finally, I know we talked about it before, I finally picked up my final purchase of Brimstone by Callie Hart. I ended up returning the Target version and got the matching rose gold sprayed edges that will go with the silver edges on Quicksilver, and I am very happy about this decision. I still really love this cover. I actually enjoy the new covers to this series. This isn't like an astounding, incredible romantasy series to me. Honestly, there's not a lot that are. I should do a video about my top tier romantasy series as kind of like a harsher critic of romantasy as a genre, but I really enjoy these. I think they're very fun. I haven't picked this one up yet, but I'm considering doing a little romantasy reading binge this week, so we might get to this one. And I also have picked up a copy of The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. I feel like I've talked about this book before. I got my hands on the ARC before it came out, and it's one of my favorite books of the entire year. I absolutely love this cover and the edition and obviously the book inside, so it was definitely worth it to me to pick up the physical copy. Oh, Yeah, because it has a map on the inside of the hard. What? I love this. More people do this because you can just flip right to the beginning. Oh, this is perfect. I don't remember seeing this in the ARC. It might have been there, but I don't think ARCs typically include maps. So this is new to me, and I'm super excited that I showed you guys this and then opened it because I didn't know this was there. So yeah, this was one of my absolute favorite books of the year. I actually picked up another copy to gift to one of my friends who is a horror reader through and through, but I think this will be a good foray into fantasy for her. She has mentioned that she's willing to try, and I think this is just so beautifully written and so much more than fantasy. It is historical fiction kind of, because it does pull threads, I think, from real life events to weave this tale. It's full of longing and lady nights and yearning. It's so good. So I'm glad that I picked this up. I might be rereading it in the next week, so that's not going to count, which is actually, I'm thinking about challenging, but we're here for a challenge. So, and then the last little thing I got was this pack of notebooks. It has 3 in here, and they're just very much my color scheme, like kind of tie-dye and pinks and blues and purples. So I am thinking about going more analog with my planning and just relying less on saying I'm going to update my Google Calendar. I mean, I got through like 23 years of school, up through a doctorate degree by writing things down in a paper planner. So I'm trying to tell myself, which it is true, that I don't need to buy some fancy planner. So I think I want to use this to kind of like sketch out my content for the week and kind of like a catch-all for ideas that I have throughout the week. I have a lot of notes on my phone, that on my notes app, that I would like to transcribe in here and just, you know, highlight a set of ideas every week and then execute, you know, try to make it easier on myself. Will I? I don't know. So that was a little haul. That's the book that I'm thinking about picking up, is King Sorrow. And I will be back in a little bit when I finish my 2 current reads, in betwixt other things that a million things I feel like I have to get done today, as, you know, we know to be true. I am ready for the holidays to be over. I have no desire to get my tree out and put it up. I really don't. So I might not, and just give gifts and give people my love and have that be enough. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So that was a lot of yapping for 8 minutes and 50 seconds. I'll be back in a little bit when I hopefully have finished these 2 books and we can talk about picking up my next one and honestly just like read for the rest of the day and truly rot is all I'm interested in doing. Hello, back at it for an evening update. I forced myself to take a shower so I could do my skincare and not have to worry about taking a shower in the morning. And you know what? Let me cancel the fan. Okay, so today super got away from me and I went down a rabbit hole of trying to convince myself that a new planner for 2026 wouldn't solve all my problems. I'm not there quite yet, but I did fuck around on a bunch of notebooks and ruin the first pages, if I do say so myself. So that's what I did today. But I also did finish the 2 books that we talked about earlier. So let's talk about Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Braithwaite first. I really liked this. I am giving it a 3 on Goodreads. It was more towards a 4-star, just wasn't quite there for me because this had a lot of themes, and as beautiful as it was written and as interesting as all of those themes were, and for being such a character-driven book, the plot still kind of having a little bit of mysticism to it and intrigue. I think it was just trying to do a lot of different things instead of doing a couple of things really well, and it didn't know if it wanted to be a family saga or, you know, having a touch of that reincarnation bit. Like, I don't know. I still really liked it. I just don't know that it will stick with me, whereas My Sister the Serial Killer I think is just fantastic. Like, I would purchase that book and reread it because I also think the cover is great. This cover is very nice too. I don't know. I would still recommend it. Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson. I just finished this up and this one was very, very spicy, and in a fun way. I think it honestly is part of the theme of the book is, you know, staying true to oneself, and if part of one's self is sexuality and how that can fluctuate and how love can present itself in different forms, plus the influence of the land, the potential curse that Cragmar has on the family. I think it all really blended together really nicely in this one. So this book had a lot of themes going on that I think were pretty cohesive. And I will say that I wanted the folklore portion of this to be more at the forefront than the like group romance, but I'm also still not complaining about the group romance, don't get me wrong. This one I rated 4 stars. Would also like to try to actually stick with a Storygraph next year and use that as kind of like my online reading journal versus trying to add a physical reading journal to all of the other notebooks I think I'm going to use in 2026. Let me know in the comments if you're a planner, and if so, are you just sticking to one, like are you just like a one planner system, or do you have 17 different notebooks? I don't know what to do with myself, and my brain spent a lot of time spinning on those wheels all day today. But I did finish these 2 books. I would recommend them to whatever audience is watching this, and that puts us at 238. So we have 11 days now to read 12 books. What am I going to read next? That's a great question. Now, I am going to say that one of the books you're definitely not going to see that I will probably finish on audio tomorrow. It's for my book of the month episode that I'm filming, which is going to come out later this week. So I am going to count that one as 239 or 240, wherever it lands, but we're not going to talk about it. So that's neither here nor there. That one is probably going to get done tomorrow though. So King Sorrow by Joe Hill is calling to me, even though I don't want to sit with another chonky book, but it's all I'm thinking about. So I think I'm going to sit with that and see if I can find another audiobook either on Spotify or on Libby to start this week as well, because I think audiobooks are going to be our best friend trying to finish this challenge. So that was a lot of yapping. I'm tired. I did want to do this little update, and you know, tomorrow's another day. I'm not gonna continue spiraling about the same things. I'm gonna chalk up today as a nice day doing whatever the hell it was that I did. I finished 2 books. I'm gonna go start a 3rd one. Maybe find an audiobook. Maybe find something on my Kindle too. I don't think I have anything, but now I was thinking the 3rd book in the Legends or the Ashes of Thesmar series, Silver and Smoke, did just come out, and I do have that. Now I also have Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I don't think I want to read it. I don't think I care, so I might give that one back. I will let y'all know if I do pick something up on my Kindle. I also might be able to get something on Libby, or I don't know. I don't know where the wind may take me. This is about to be a very chaotic 11 days of trying to get 12 books done. I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I have another update on the next book that we start and what the rest of the TBR is going to look like, because I am going to think about this and maybe write it down, maybe plan it. I'm in a mood now. Okay, I gotta go work it out with some reading, aka distract myself and then fall asleep. Okay, bye. Hello, my little turtle doves. It is Christmas. Congrats, wherever you are, congrats. Happy whatever you're doing today. If you celebrate, if you don't celebrate, I just wanted to check in and do a couple of updates, and I do have a little bit of a Christmas haul if you're interested. A lot of more like content and lifestyle things versus books this year, and I think that's really fun for me, and my husband got me some amazing things. So I thought we would start with a little haul. Let's do actually the books first, because I do have those right here next to me. My sister-in-law and her fiance got me this. This is for my husband and I, but it's Snoop Dogg's cookbook, From Crook to Cook, and obviously Martha Stewart has the foreword in it, and it's just a lot of photos of Snoop Dogg doing what he does best, and that's being high on marijuana. So I am very excited to try some recipes in here. A lot of the desserts actually look really good, so was so pumped for this. And then my husband got me the newest special editions of One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, which a lot of you guys know if you've been watching my channel for a while. I absolutely adore this duology. I talked about The Night and the Moth in my top 10 video, but yeah, I had to have these. I have quite a few editions of these two books, and I'm very happy about that. So those were the only bookish things. My sister-in-law also made me this really cool necklace that makes me feel like what you might call an it girl, and I think that's very fun for me. Also, the locket has a picture of my grandmother and me in it, and I sobbed like a little baby when I opened it. So that was a thoughtful, beautiful little gift. They also got me this. I would like to be a modern day prepper. I am just putting it out there. I'm just prepared. That's the whole point of it, right? And this might be a side of me that may or may not surprise you, but this is like an everyday has a sheet on how to operate in a worst case scenario. Like, for example, the back has one, how to survive if your parachute fails to open, or how to defend yourself against how to survive a poisonous snake bite. And this is going to bring me so much joy in the year of 2026. So that's that. Let's do the haul from my husband. Okay, we have a Billy the Clown, the puppet. We have a Billy the Puppet from the Saw horror franchise, Pop Socket. I love when people buy me these. I never buy them for myself, but I love putting them on display on the shelves. And I actually have an idea for a reading challenge in 2026 that is going to use a bit from Saw, so stay tuned for that. He also got me this really cool 3D printed witch figurine that will go on the shelves. You guys know I love tchotchkes. I love clubs. Another such item, I don't want to take it out of the box, is this Book Nook Medusa with the snakes. I'm obsessed with this. That's gonna look so good on my shelves. He also got me a pair of just like wide leg flare yoga pants to like maybe up my style a little bit from just wearing leggings all the time. I mean, these are still leggings, but a little bit of a flare. I love that we're coming back from that. He also got me new slippers. I can't believe I'm just holding up a slipper. They're Project Cloud. They're so comfy cozy. And he got me this like cute dusty pink. We have this little snake charm that I'm going to use for Bookstagram photos and then just display on the shelf somewhere. We have a bunch of my favorite candy, the Ferrero Rocher, Sour Patch Kids, peanut butter M&Ms, sea salt, Ghirardelli squares, love those, and obviously Nerds clusters. Have to have them. Okay, these two things are little pieces of vlog like content items that I actually really want to unbox and play with right now, so that's why we're filming this next. This is a ring light that will cold shoot onto my camera, and then I can cold shoot my microphone on top of that, so I can kind of upgrade my lighting situation a little bit. And then this is a MagSafe tripod. I do use my phone to film shorts and reels. If you are following me over on Instagram, if you're not, please do, at The Farm Do You Read, with some periods in between. I'll put it up on the screen. And this will make it a lot easier to film with my phone versus using one of those little attachments on and off my other tripods that are a little bit more sturdy and heavy duty for my camera. Very excited for that. Also got this awesome 1,000-piece puzzle. Look at these witches. They're so scary. I'm absolutely going to do this and put it together with some sticker sheets. Frame, shelves. A new neon Carhartt beanie. I love beanies. I love cold weather. I love neon colors. That's a no-brainer. And then I also got these two window pieces to refract light and these cool designs into the library. So this is a raven with some tree branches, and then this is a like stained glass multicolor skull. I haven't taken them out of the plastic, but that's what they look like. And then he also got me a new ergonomic mouse for work, because when you work on a computer all day, it is so important to be smart about it. I had to get these, I don't know if you can tell, my new glasses are a little darker. They're pretty warm and yellow tinted. They are blue light blocking. Now, I know there is conflicting data, and some studies say that they work to filter LED lights and harmful blue lights from a lot of screenage use, and I am a pharmacist. All of my work is on a computer screen all day. But anyway, I think my eye strain has gotten much better. So blue light blocking glasses, ergonomic mouse. Plus it lights up fun colors. So very excited for that. I have been trying to get to the gym. I have been making it, I'm up to twice a week. So it's about building the habit again. But he also got me new walking shoes, new gym shoes. I have a pair of these Nike. They're the Fresh Foam Rove, and this is like the t-shirt material one, but you can't imagine, and I love the gum on the bottom. These are so comfortable. They're so lightweight. I either have a high arch or no arch. I can't figure out if I'm flat-footed or what's wrong with me, but certain shoes cause certain problems with my feet. I do feel like I have a touch of plantar fasciitis, and those shoes are so comfortable at the gym. So that was a little haul. I hope that you are having a good day wherever you are, what you're doing. I got some joy from giving some gifts as well. So that's that update. Let's talk about reading updates. I am still working on King Sorrow by Joe Hill. I am 159 pages in, and it's chapter 33. So these chapters are really short and sweet, which I love in a big chunky book. I do plan on, I need to finish editing a video and get the thumbnail done for that, and then get that posted. But I do want to hunker down and sit and read some of this tonight. I also haven't read much more of Kingsbane by Claire Legrand. That's just kind of been like my behind the scenes kind of book, but I did listen to an entire audiobook, and that is You Weren't Meant to Be Human, which I actually have a special edition of. I think I showed it in my last vid. Hold on, let me grab it. You Weren't Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White. I had been recommended the audiobook by some booktubers that I like to watch and some friends that I chat with on Instagram, and I got the hold of it the other day, crushed it in 2 sittings. It was a very fast read. I mean, it's not a huge book, and let me preface by saying this is dark. This is one of the most depressing horror books I think I've ever read, and I loved it, which is such a crazy thing to say, that you love a very depressing and very horrific book. The body horror, the worm and bug horror, the absolute just insanity of this plot up until the very last moment. The loosest synopsis that I would like to give you for this book, other than going into it blind like I did. I knew the basics of this. I knew that it was following a transgender man who becomes pregnant and has never wanted children, has not had a very enjoyable upbringing, and not because of his parents, but because of his struggle with his identity and his gender. And there is a lot of trigger warnings that go along with this. I do believe we have, there is an author's note with the trigger warnings at the beginning, and it's very much accurate for, they are not to be taken lightly. It is very serious. So, oh my God, this artwork made so much more sense in such a terrible way. Yeah, this book it was mind-blowing, honestly, and the ending had me reeling. The audiobook, the narrator is fantastic, and then whatever voice is used for the hive, which I guess I should talk to that a little bit. A cult that worships hives. They are festering masses of worms and flies and have taken root in dark corners across Appalachia. Represent. And they worship what this hive basically kind of like telepathically tells them to do. And because Crane has had such a hard time, he finds himself embroiled in a relationship with someone from the hive, and things are just explosive. It is just one depressing, insane thing after the other, and I loved this. I think I landed on a 4.5 star, and the more I think about it, the more it may be a 5 star, and I absolutely do recommend the audiobook, and I'm so pumped that I have my first Evernight subscription box, and it was this book. The naked cover with like what the hive looks like too is crazy. That like reflective kind of material that it's made out of, outstanding. So yeah, I think that puts me at 241. Hold on. Fact check myself. Yeah, so we're at 241 books. It is Thursday, December 25th. It's Christmas. So including tonight, I have I have 7 days to read 9 books, which I can do that. And just have to keep telling myself that I can do that. Am I gonna read 700 pages of this and finish this tonight? No. How long is this? 844. I have actually 700 pages left of this book. That's not gonna happen. That would take me hours and years and days. So I don't know if we're gonna be finishing a book tonight. Honestly, I hope that I can finish King Sorrow just in this vlog, period, right now. But for now, I'm gonna do some junk journaling. I'm gonna unbox some things, put some things up, film some short content, and just enjoy the rest of my evening reading and puttering around the house. So I'll be back in a little bit with an update, or in days and days and days, hopefully, when I don't fail this challenge. Crooked, but not as crooked. I have a headache. I skipped the gym today because I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and couldn't fall back asleep. Just tired, whatever. I would like to finish King Sorrow tonight, and that would put us at 242. And now I am also 50% done with, actually probably more than that. I am 58% done with Brimstone by Callie Hart. I am not having the best time with this. Honestly, I don't know if I just really don't remember anything from book 1, or this is just not, it's just not working for me. I don't like how often we're using the word male, female, mate. We get it, I get it. And I've seen some debate about whether the writing in this book is actually good or bad, and I'm not gonna get into it. I have my own T's and P's on the matter. So in my humblest opinion, this isn't the best written, even romantic-y book that I've ever read. And I just feel like things are happening, but nothing is happening. And it's been a bit of a slog. So I am happy that I have the audiobook, because I honestly don't even know if I want to keep the books on my shelves. I feel like I've talked about picking these books up, returning the Target copy, and then getting a new copy. And now I'm like, I don't know if I even want to keep either one of them. So neither here nor there. I'll probably finish that on audio tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll have an update later tonight if I don't fall asleep, because I'm also very ready to make dinner here in a little bit while my chicken defrosts. I'm gonna make Jamaican curry, and then I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm gonna go to bed. But I would like to finish King Sorrow if I can. We'll finish Brimstone tomorrow, and then the other 2 books that I have here that I thought maybe would be fun to try to get in is The Magician's Nephew. This is the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. I have never read these. I'm 99.9% sure I've never read these, because I do typically remember books I read from childhood. I don't think I ever got to these. So Allie and I are doing it now. More Buddy Reads 2026. And then I looked at my 10 before the end. I believe I've read 5 out of the 10, DNF'd one of them, and then have 4 remaining, and one of them was Dracula. And this isn't the longest book ever. It's less than 300 pages. The font, it's small-ish, but I can typically read classics pretty quickly. So we might try to squeeze these in and see if we can get even just a little bit closer. So I'm gonna try to settle down and read this book. In 2026, I would also like to talk more about horror movies, because horror just in general is one of my love languages, and I would like to start documenting. So I'm toying with the idea of doing like a media journal instead of a reading journal. I'm not gonna tell myself that I'm gonna decorate it and make it look pretty. I'm actually just thinking about using a dollar composition book that I've had hanging around the library that I haven't figured out what to do with, and making it my media journal. So instead of just doing books, I would also like to include any new shows that we start or rewatch, and also movies. I love movies, especially horror movies, and I would like to do a better job of documenting them and just like talking about that part of my hobby, of my personal life, I guess. I love horror movies. So we are, for now, until the living room gets commandeered, The Jester. Shudder was just advertising that there's a second one to this one now, but I've never seen the first one. So that's what we're watching. And whoa, we're probably really close again. that's what we're watching. This is what we're reading. I actually think this is gonna be a pretty good combo. These vibes will be good. All right, that's enough yapping. Time to read. Hello. I don't know what is going on with this angle, but we're here to wrap this up. So today is January 1st, 2026. I hope everyone has, truly, if you had a good 2025, that's amazing. I hope you have an even better 2026. If you had a bad 2025, like I know a lot of us did, here's hoping. It's only gonna go up from here, and that's the energy I'm putting out into the universe and into my brain. I did wanna wrap this up. If you hear snoring, it's my dog. She's perfect. I don't know what to tell you. And yeah, I just wanted to wrap this vlog up. I did finish my last book of 2025 last night. I ended the year at 242. I did not reach my goal, my little mini goal challenge of this video to hit 250, but that's totally fine. I had a great reading year. I'm looking forward to another great reading year, and I want to talk about finishing King Sorrow by Joe Hill. It took me until the very last page of this book for it to kind of really resonate with me and come full circle and stop being so fever dream-ish. A lot of this for me was on the nose, right? Like, obviously the dragon, you know, can represent a lot of the parts of ourselves that maybe we're not a huge fan of, and that comes out in the friend group. I went into this completely blind. You guys know that's how I like to do things, and honestly I would always recommend that you do that, because I just think it's so fun to have an idea of what a book is and then kind of just see where the story takes you. All I knew about this, it was about a group of friends and a bargain of some sort and a dragon, which I think is a pretty out there synopsis about this book. And yes, at its most basic synopsis, that's what it's about, but it's so much more. It spans generations. It shows like the different paths that friendships can take, and I think the older that a lot of us get, the more we maybe see that in our personal lives. I know I do. And it's not always great, but it's not always sad either. And this book really shows that for every kind of relationship that goes in a direction you might not want it to, there's another one that will blossom, and there's, even through all the bullshit, really just a light at the end of the tunnel. And I ended up really liking this. It still wasn't quite a 5-star for me, which I think is crazy, because a lot of people that I share, I think, similar reading tastes with, either here on BookTube, YouTube, or on Instagram, this was in their top 10 of the year. And I already did my top 10. I still don't know if this would be part of it. I landed on a 4-star, maybe even a 4.5. But yeah, I'm actually just really glad that I was able to finish this before the end of the year last night, because I had my doubts. I was like, why is everyone loving this so much? I don't know, I'm just not clicking. And then just the last 200 pages really, I think, just brought everything together. And Joe Hill, I mean, you can't get too far. The apple did not fall too far from the tree. So this honestly felt like reading a Stephen King book, which it's reminiscent of what a Stephen King story would be, but I think Joe Hill has a really great and modern and relatable way of writing his characters. Even though they were older by the time this book ended, they still resonated with me at every point in time. But that's it. That's 2025. I read 242 books. The last one was this one by Joe Hill, and I've had a great year for the most part. Move across the country again. I'm not doing it again. We here now. So thank you if you have been here, if you have joined me in this journey. I know I say it a lot, but I appreciate you guys being here. If you are here and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. I love to chat about books. I would like to get more of my nonsense out to more people on the internet. Give this video a like. That would also help, and I will see you guys in the remainder of 2026 from me and Danny snoring. Okay, bye!